If you're worried about your work as an SEO or the amount of traffic you're going to be able to generate to your websites, then I want you to watch this video because I don't think there's a need to worry so much. Google have just released their top ways to ensure your content shows up in AI and generates clicks. And I want to go through it, show you a couple case studies and ways that you can make sure you're showing up in AI. So here's the news from Google: top ways to ensure your content performs well in Google's AI experiences on search. These are particularly for the AI overviews and the new AI mode. Google's reiterated some key points that you need to be focusing on. Focus on unique, valuable content for people and providing a great page experience. I mean, this is stuff you should be doing with your content anyway. You should never really have been just writing for search for your brand. You should have been having a more rich content experience for your users. So Google still wants to see that. They still want to see high quality, original information that is useful for people, not just feeding the machine, along with a good page experience, making sure stuff is loading quickly, that it's not too cluttered so that people at the page can find information easily, and that LLMs and AI can actually find the relevant information on the page. Again, that relates to ensuring they can access the content. So you need to make sure your stuff is crawlable and is available for search and make sure it's being indexed. And you can actually manage that visibility with certain controls. You can actually, if you're precious about some of your content and you don't want it featured in AI because you want people to have to come to your website or you're just not happy with them stealing your stuff, you can use things like no snippet and no data snippet, which if you read more on those, no snippet, you can see that down here, no snippet, don't show text snippet or video preview of search results for a page. So that'll be able allow you to exclude certain areas of your content from search as well. Now, the other areas you need to think about are structured data that matches the visible content. So when we talk about structured data, that could be your FAQ markups to allow it to more easily bring out answers to particular questions, how-to schema markup that's going to allow it to pull out step-by-step processes from your website to help bring more information direct to the reader and help also nudge you and position you in AI overviews as the source and the brand leader or the knowledge-based leader in a certain subject. Even if it's not generating you the click then, it's building a more holistic marketing picture and your brand awareness and positioning you as the thought leader or aligning you with a product or certain industry, which is the way we need to be thinking about a lot of these AI search results now. But when you do get the click, it's important as well because clicks are looking to be more valuable from AI search results. People have already understood the context, they've done maybe that top level research, and they're investigating your website for a particular reason now, whether that's they want some human insight or they want a particular product or just a bit more in-depth information on what they've been reading about. So you're going to find maybe your clicks are less, but what you do get are more valuable. So you've got to be thinking this is an evolution of search. And there's been some interesting people doing some case studies and checking to see how this stuff works. I've been publishing a few things, looking at a few results, but this is a new form of SEO blog post from Sam Hogan. And he goes through and talks about how AI is pulling data and how it's reading and summarizing in different ones. You can see Google AI overviews pull from index pages. Structure, schema, and clarity really matter. So if your content site is messy, vague, or missing markup, you might not get picked because tools are scanning and parsing and picking the clearest content and answers to questions. So particularly chunking up your text and marking it up with the correct schema and headers and making sure the right content is presented in the right context, giving you more chance of being picked up. So what's a game plan? Well, Sam has outlined one that we can use here. Write the answers. So list out your top 5 questions your customer would ask AI in your space and go and answer them. Turn them into a page or a section. Literally, you could go to people also ask sections. So let's say we could go and do a search on, let's say, Courchevel Ski Resort. We could go and say we're a travel company, we want to rank for some of this stuff. We could go to the people also asked section here and go and write all answers to these questions. Is Courchevel expensive? You can see the stuff that's being popped out here. If we go and search that phrase, we might see if it does give us an AI overview. Yes, it does give us an AI overview. And what's cool, this is my website here, this is my picture, and it's pulled directly from my source, and then I rank straight away underneath here. So that's pretty cool that I've done a people also ask question. It's ranked on Google, and now it's ranking top of an AI overview because I've written the best answer and from the most authoritative source, and I'm a leader in that sort of that information packet. So straight away you can see that this stuff works from a people also ask, just answering those questions and then adding structure to it, structured data to it. So FAQ and how to schema so that Google and AI can have a direct understanding of what something is and pull it out in rich results tests as well. So you can use a tool called Structured Data Markup Helper to do that as well. This is a tool here from Google that you can access for free, and you can put your information in here, your URL, and start tagging up your page. Or you can actually put your content into, you can ask AI and ask ChatGPT to write the structured data that you want, or even maybe read your content and suggest what you could mark up your page with in terms of structured data. Obviously, if it's new content, get it live, use Google Search Console, which you should know about to get a page indexed quickly. You can submit it in Google Search Console and request indexing. And the other thing is break up the page. Use headings, bullets, and short paragraphs. Bold any answers and don't bury it halfway down the page. Make things easy to find. So if we go back to that example that we were just looking at, let's go and look at the content on this page actually. You can see actually when we go into this page, it's actually picked out particular bits of information, but you can see the content is easily chunked out. It's in short, sharp paragraphs. It's got different references to like the costs of travel, accommodation prices, ski pass costs, and all chunked out into different areas, as well as some tips as well for people. So we're really out filling out a really nice piece of chunked content, and you can even actually add some Q&A as well in there. And then as well, you could actually go and add a clear summary. What you want is nice, concise, clear summaries. So if it's a bigger article, you could summarize it at the bottom under a header as well to give a real clear quote and context for an LLM, basically. But what I'm trying to get at the whole way through this is that you already have the skills to cope with this new era of search. This is all standard SEO stuff. So you'll find a lot of your good ranking stuff already is being pulled out in AI overviews. So it's more of the same. Yes, you might have less clicks, but when you do get those clicks, they're going to be higher value. And it's all about aligning your brand, your website with your product or niche across the marketing funnel, whether that's on your website, on Reddit, YouTube, social media, and in AI overviews, to give this really rich area that wherever someone goes in your niche, your product, your business, your website is there front and center to get as many touch points in the marketing as possible. And it's a shift, it's a mind shift for SEOs, I think, because for so long it's been easy to attribute success to how many clicks you got on a website. Well, that might not be the case anymore. It might be that we're moving back to some more traditional marketing. You can't directly attribute everything. You're going to have to trust in the process of marketing that it works, and that hitting people in the right spots, in the right pain points, will lead them down your funnel to eventually become a customer or take the action, the marketing action that you're looking to achieve.